the dice for the Eagles! Leo Barry, you star! Bob Murray reincarnate.
Hello everybody, welcome to my channel and thank you for joining. Now in today's episode we're going to discuss two players. They're on everyone's hit list. It's Isaac Heeney and Luke Jackson. Now people are trying to decide which one do we go for. Do we go Heeney or do we go Jackson? Now as we know, the news on Heeney is that a few of the Swans midfielders are out, so he's having some good midfield minutes right now. The plan with Heeney has been to trade him out on his bye and bring in possibly a Flanders. Okay, that's the plan with Heeney. However, we can do the same plan with Jackson. Now with Jackson, we're not sure if he's out for 4 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks, okay? Because we're getting different information from different sources right now. They don't even know. Just calm it down. There's a small problem I want to show you with both of them, and pretty much, particularly if you hold them for too long. I'm going to show you something. Now, as you know, a lot of us have either 12 or 13 primos that we're starting with, okay? I mean, some of us may have 11, some of us may have 14, all right? But the average, let's just say 12. All right? Actually, let's just say 13 to make things interesting right now, all right? Let's just say we're all starting with 13 primos. Now, when I say primos, these are round one primos. Any player that can score 100 is a primo right now. Just calm it down. Now, if you have 13 primos, all right, when do we start upgrading our teams, all right? Now, if you say round 4, probably too early. We don't have the cash. The juice hasn't come in yet, okay? We'll probably get a cheap primo, but nothing very nice. Okay, you want the nice ones. So, what's available then? Well, you got, because the targets that you'd be, the primos that you'd be targeting now in round 4, if you decide to go for round 4 primos, there'll be pretty much players that have had their buys or players that aren't going to have double buys. So you're probably looking at a GWS has a buy in round 3. So GWS players you could target in round 4, and there are some cheap ones. So you can get, let's say, a 515k Whitfield in defence, for example. I'll just give you an example. Look at now, or you can go for a Brisbane Lion primos. Okay, so these are just some options. But in round 4, you're not going to have a lot of cash, so you're probably going to start doing your upgrades in round 5. All right. Now, when you upgrade in round 5, what happens? Your 13 primos becomes 14 primos. Okay, because that's mathematics. That's how it works. So you get to all. Let's put it here. Let's copy that. So let's cut that. So round 5, you'll have 14 primos, okay, because you've upgraded. So if you get to round 6, okay, you'll have 15. Or if we start from round 6, it'll be 14, then 6, 15. You know what I'm saying, okay? So we're trying to start in round 5 because we're getting a few of these cheap, Richmond and Melbourne rookies that should have juiced up by then. All right, so let's just say round 5, we've got 14 primos. Round 6, we've got 15. All right, so we're going up. Round 7, we've got 16, and so on. All right. Now, here's the problem, okay? If you have Isaac Heeney, all right, his buy is in round 5. Yeah? So, if you trade him out in round 5, okay, and we bring in, let's say, Flanders, what happens is, in round 5, when we're doing our primos, your primos from 13 don't go to 14, they stay on 13, because you're trading out a primo to bring in a primo, okay, so you haven't increased your primos. So, the best thing with Heeney is to trade him out in round 4 to Flanders. Okay, that would be my suggestion. Okay, to Flanders. So if you do it to round 4, right, you may miss out on a bit of cash. You may miss out on, let's say, 10 or 20 points. I don't know, something like that. But it doesn't matter, okay, because your aim is to get your primos up. So when you get to round 5, you still got 14 primos because you've done the work with Flanders and Heeney in round 4, so it doesn't affect your primo count. However, right, that's with Heeney. Now, if you got Jackson, and if he's in until, let's say you want to turn Jackson into Oliver or somebody, okay, and you want to do the trade in round 7 because Oliver has a round 6 bye. Now, if you do that in round 7, so if you got 14, 15, 16 primos, if you're expecting 16, you're still going to have 15 primos. Okay, you're not going to improve your primo count. Now, what happens when your primo count has an increase, but everyone else's has? This is what happens, okay? All the way from round, let's say round 7, right? From round 7 until round 12, you are going to be 1 primo behind everyone for 5 weeks. So all the reason for this is because everyone is upgrading every week, and so will you be. But because in round 7 you didn't upgrade, you sideways traded the primo, you didn't get a chance to upgrade. Because most likely to get these big primos in, okay, and we're not shopping for 400k primos. We're going for the best, the top quality ones, and they cost between 550 and 600k. So in round 7. When you're going to bring in an Oliver, okay, now you're not expecting to get Oliver at 450k, okay, so Oliver's going to cost you roughly, if he keeps scoring the way he is right now, maybe about 550k. For 550k, you're going to have to use free trades. 3 of your rookies have to go. And so if you do free trades for Oliver via your rookies, then you're sort of stuck with Jackson still, okay, because you can't use the rookies. How are you going to get rid of Jackson? You can't switch him. So, am I making sense? So, with Jackson, all the points that you've made from him in the first, say, 7 weeks, like if he scored like 110s, 120s, he's gone nuts, okay, he's done good for you, and he's done well, you haven't really made that much, because if you purchase another 550k player at about the same price as Jackson, he would have done, let's say 10 points less. Let's say Jackson is better than anyone else you would have got. Let's, for argument's sake, say Jackson outscored anyone you'll get for 550k by 20 points a week. All right, 20 points. So how much do you make? Okay, 20 points a week over 7 weeks, okay? I'm even going to give you a bonus 10 points, okay? So you're going to have an extra 150 points over the 7 weeks because you got Jackson, okay? However, what happens is, between round 7 to 12, okay, there's 5 weeks there, you're going to lose 50 points a week on a primo because your competition have all got an extra primo on you, all right? So you're playing one less. You're playing a rookie on field while they have a primo every week. Because when you go to 16 rookies, they go to 17. When you go to 18, they go to 19. They're always going to outnumber you by 1. Because you can't catch up unless you bring 2 rookies at once, 2 primos at once, which is near impossible. So that's 5 weeks. You're going to lose, if it's 50 points, and I'm being generous, because it's probably going to be more than 50 points. Let's say it's 50 points. You're going to lose 250 points. So you actually lose 100 points on Jackson, even if he outscores any player you have by that 20 points a week. For the first 5 weeks or the first 7 weeks. That sort of makes sense. It's because the primo count is the important thing right now, running into the bye rounds, into round 12. You want to have as many primos as possible on the run home. And the only way you can outscore someone, well, they can still outscore you if they're rookies, okay? But mathematically speaking, the chances are that a primo outscores a rookie. So 17 primos outscores 16 primos. That's usually the way it goes, okay? Doesn't always happen like that, but that's what it's supposed to happen. So my suggestion, and that's what I'm going to be doing, is I'm going to skip on Jackson. Because he's going to actually benefit me in the short term, but in the long term, he's not. He's going to actually bring my team down. So I'm going to pass on Jackson. And with Heeney, I'm going to bring in Heeney, but I'm going to trade him out in round 4 before my upgrade season starts. Okay, because this is bread and butter. This is where you make your points from upgrading your team. And you start in round 5. And you can't be aggressively upgrading if you're going to sideways a primo. Plus, Heeney has a much better draw. I mean, he's going to play Richmond. Okay, we saw Gold Coast into Richmond. Okay, and the midfielders. Well, Heeney's going to play against them as well. He'll probably go 150. However, there is one small tink which we have to mention. Okay, if you're going to bring in Heeney to keep him, then no problems. Okay, and if you're going to also bring in Jackson to keep him, then there's no problem starting him. Okay, it's no problem whatsoever. If your intention is to keep Jackson all the way till the end, okay, then there's not a problem with that. But if your intention is to keep Jackson and trade him out when Shrek arrives, then it's going to let you down. Okay, that's the way I see it. Now, the only other problem is, who do you pick for your top 6 forwards? Maybe Heeney and Jackson are the right ones, because is there anyone else? I mean, you got Flanders, all right. Who else could you pick that's going to be a keeper? There's not many to pick from. Okay, so maybe if you do start with Jackson, you start him to keep him. The only problem is he becomes a 600k player that's going to drop in price. So do you sort of save the money, trade him out when Shrek comes and bring him back in? Or do you bring him in later on when he drops in price? That's the only thing, okay? But then if you start doing all that kind of stuff, that's when you start losing your primo, because you're always going to fall behind. But again, there's not much to pick from, so maybe it is the right choice to have them two at the start. But something to think about. Depends what your goal is. If it's to trade him out, I wouldn't do it, okay? If it's to keep him, then it's not a problem. Now, the dilemma I'm having right now is in my ruck department. It's driving me nuts. I was going to go Sherry, okay, save the cash, hopefully make up 120k with Sherry, then go to the ruckman of choice. That was the plan. But then I don't want to miss out on Grundy's points, and Grundy's already underpriced anyway, so maybe go with Grundy. Then this come along, okay, Joe from Centre Bounce. Where is it? Joe's final round 1 team reveal. I need you to watch this, okay? And especially when he talks about Gorn, okay? It's very, very interesting. It's a topic that George brought up, and Joe talks about it. And I think you should listen to this, because you're gonna fall off your chair. Okay, trust me. Make sure you're sitting down. Okay, then buckle up. Just come down. So listen to what Joe says. Okay, Joe's final team. All right, Centre Bounce. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for joining, and remember one thing: it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.